Houston, we may have a problem here, and it might be with volatility confirming this big signal and not able to do some critical things on the 30-minute chart. We're going to talk about this a little bit towards the end of the video as we get you updated daily expected moves for the session ahead, but volatility not behaving in a way that would really convince you that this thing can keep breaking to the downside, really just saying, hey, I'm sitting on that 5-day ready to go again at any moment, but we did not curl up the 2-hour chart yet. So we will go over that towards the end of this video. But for right now, we need to talk about the SPY. And hey, we got an update, right? We had the 85% probability for an update. I'm sure everyone who was hoping for a bigger update was really loving stuff here. I'm glad that on the live show this morning, if you were able to turn those notifications on to see us, we did go live this morning. I wanted to talk about this live while it was happening. And big shout out to the wife and Abuela for helping us out so that I could go live today. Not our regular day, but if you want to join the live shows, it'll be Monday through Wednesday all summer long, guys. We see here that the 2-hour chart hasn't crossed up yet. Now, the positioning of the 2-hour chart, we've been over this. We need to be aware of any kind of lower high, and maybe we want to pay attention to 742.62 tomorrow. That would be a very, very good place to look at. That would be a place where we could reach up and potentially fail, right? We really would like the market to show us, right? The market right now is pointing down, right? It's not oversold even or anything like that. So if we just break down, yeah, we can just keep breaking down. Like if these 30 minutes keep failing in here, then we can keep breaking down. And that's where you start to look at 725.98. We are still looking for the market to show us that it really wants to top. What would show us it really wants to top is some kind of lower high over here, or some kind of break of these levels and a lower high over here for the 2-hour chart. That would tell us a lot more. But as of right now, you are still stuck in the middle ground. And this is why a couple of days ago during the live show, I gave a spiel just for a couple of minutes about how the market really likes to make things complex when making a top. Bottoms are a lot simpler, just to be totally honest with you. And if we consider that as of right now, we would still say that did today violate anything from yesterday, or did we just prolong what is potentially going to happen? We noticed that the 30-minute divergence did confirm, and it never unconfirmed on the 30-minute chart. You might have seen it cross down on the 15-minute and managed, but it was able to cross right back up. So this is very, very good. And then we see it, again, well, all we have to do is confirm in the morning and look how close you are to the center line and look at the significance here of that RSI getting across its center line. Not necessarily divergence, but more some kind of wonky higher lows for the 15 minutes. So looking at the 30-minute here, we still have the divergences intact. When would those be at risk of being wiped out? And what can I pay attention to for tomorrow's session? Well, considering we get some data in the morning, if the 30-minute is able to cross down and we head all the way down to 725.98, not with some kind of wick up or something like that, we will have to solve it very quickly, because if you head all the way down here and you start to see closures at this level, it is very likely that you're wiping out divergence, and that is where we will really start to lean towards that correction coming to fruition. Which volatility calls for that, so make sure to tune into the last bit of the video. So as we switch over to the Qs, I want to get you guys daily expected moves here. Remember that for today, we were mentioning how the moves were absolutely massive, at least from my calculation. And when that happens, we have to consider that they are massive and that the market is expecting a massive move. But sometimes those market makers, or just the market in general, maybe it's due to back and forth news, whatever you want to call it. I think it's mostly just like, hey, we can make some options money here for some rich people. But overall, this 30-minute divergence looks very nice. We see it on the MACD. We see it on the RSI. Where is it? It's by the center line. So where are we paying attention to failure? Paying attention right here. If we look at 15-minute just briefly, though, you are positive. So overall, this is good work from the Qs. But I'm glad that during the live show, we mentioned right at the open, right before the open, we were talking about how taking profit if the money is good is a good behavior a lot of these times, because a lot of days where you have massive ranges, I think the range was like this big for the day. If the market doesn't get anything, if it expects a bunch of good things to happen, or it expects a bunch of bad things, if it expects a big move and the things don't happen, the narratives don't happen to push that big move, you can easily fade. And then we watched it together as it faded this morning. So very, very nice that we were able to put that out before the open. Hopefully you were able to react if you were in something, and then you might even get the opportunity for another one later on. The 2 hour for the Q is a little bit more important because it is closer to the center line. Remember, this still can be a higher low and the signals are intact. Nothing was violated. So if this is able to cross up, yes, we would watch for lower high. That would have to happen rather quickly, maybe paying attention to 7:30:59. If we want to continue downside, the 30-minute rolls or in some way, we'd be looking at that 7:02:17. But if this is able to cross up, yeah, it's about, I would say, a day's worth of positivity, at least green to go positive. So I'm still going to leave on the table both scenarios based on where this is as of right now, mainly because of the good 30-minute signals. We're just going to be very, very aware of this because if we're not aware of this and we just keep thinking downside, 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 or keep thinking upside, 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 you could be ripped in the wrong direction. And what we really want to consider is the daily MACD is still positive. And I think that's a big reason to still say, hey, if this is a 2 hour high or low, a lot of people would potentially be like, oh, this is a cup and handle, and I'm going to measure between these levels right here. And this is going to be exactly where the market is able to go. And that's going to bring us up to these type of levels. Well, if we do that on the SPY, that might get us to the annual expected move. But as of right now, we're just really trying to say, hey, are we going to extend this for like one or two more pushes? Because we want to know if this market is going to remain bullish. And as of right now, you have the opportunity to really set up that designated 2 hour higher low. You failed the first one. That's not a good sign. So now we have to pay attention to rolling. But if this curls up and doesn't roll and just stays above that 5 day, then it can be a good opportunity and you have divergences for that. As we go over to IWM once again, same kind of thing, except it actually has a reversal signal. So this has the 2 hour divergence. It has confirmed, it has unconfirmed, and then it has confirmed again. Now, the second confirmation was not necessarily a good one. So we're seeing if the 30-minute can violate things. As of right now, from this RSI, we can see we have not violated divergence, right? We didn't violate this point, so now we don't want to violate this one. That would really invalidate things and leave the opening for some kind of squeeze to the upside. If IWM would like to keep this daily chart from crossing down and confirming this terrible signal at the annual expected move that is pretty much shouting from the rooftops, hey, we're going to get a weekly pullback. That's the risk of right now, a weekly pullback that people will call a correction or even crash, which I don't think I would say crash at this point based on the weekly chart. We'll go over that on Saturday if you would like to join us. And this weekend's a great weekend, guys, to join pay. Look at some of the opportunities down in the description. It's 80% off for the summer sale for the full technical analysis course right now. And joining the Patreon at this point, you'll have a good weekend to be a part of Patreon, join during the first part of the month. That way you can get those monthly expected moves very early on. And we will put out our update video for Patreon members only in the next week or so. Very critical, but in order to understand those ranges, guys, it is a great weekend to take that course down in the description. Just go check it out. I'll probably on Saturday bring up a little bit of the curriculum because some people did ask about that. But this daily signal should be treated very, very carefully. And the 2 hour signals, they're not looking too good as of right now. IWM to raise the floor here, to squeeze out of that daily, it will need a squeeze to get out of it. So we're just at that point. Are we going to be able to squeeze through or are we going to roll? And as of right now, IWM says we're on the brink and we have to decide very, very soon. My honest opinion here is IWM will have a decision probably made by the end of the month. Let's go over volatility real quick. So the main signal here for volatility being up on a day that the SPY is up is interesting. We did have an interesting volatile day. At least in the morning when we were watching it, that upside move that completely faded, that's pretty volatile. But we see here, the way we know, like, hey, is the market risky? We can keep it very simple. We can just say if the 2 hour is able to cross up on the MACD, then the market's at risk. And the reason that that would be really risky is because you just confirmed this daily signal that says, hey, that's a higher low. We can go make a new high now. And why are you scared of that signal? Well, because the weekly is right by the center line, and this suggests we can see weeks of volatility. So, this is how close you are to some kind of top. And if we don't work out of these conditions, but instead just keep holding them, then you're always at risk of some kind of weekend trap. And that's the truth of it. So, we will be watching the 2 hour chart very, very carefully, correct? I think that's the right thing to do. If the 2 hour is able to confirm up, I better see a divergence and a failure. I better see some kind of failure up at these areas, because the truth is, if this confirms up, this isn't necessarily a place where you make divergences very often. And this just looks like, hey, consolidation down to the 5 day. If we curl up into positive territory, you're going to see a pretty nice move from volatility. We'll watch for tricks and traps and things like that. So as of right now, market is in some serious risk. We have that the signals in here kind of saying, hey, we could do something like this, right? We could do something like this. It could build into a full recovery. We'll see what happens. Volatility is not saying that as of right now. Volatility is saying the 2 hour is positive, and if it curls up, that's risky. The 30-minute is positive here. Even if that fails, I have to watch if it creates some kind of higher low, because it is in positive territory. But we would say, like, hey, positivity would say we need to kind of crush the VIX on Friday. So we need to crush the VIX Friday is what I think we need if you want to see this market go to the upside. I think it would be a fantastic little bear trap if we did it right now, leading directly into an end of the month or maybe beginning of the month of July. After the 4th of July, we set up some kind of big, massive bull trap. So we'll be watching it carefully. I hope you guys are out there managing risk and trading like water, and you'll be just fine. Check out some of those links down there. And big shout out to you guys for liking and subscribing and all that stuff. And thank you so much for showing up to the live video. Over 150 people in there today. Love to see it all at the same time, all asking great questions and giving great commentary. So thank you and have a great rest of your night. Peace out.